All right, so let's summarize what we've done in this lecture. As promised, we've looked at, from an analytic combinatorics point of view, a whole range of classic combinatorial classes, from bit strings to derangements to surjections to alignments to set partitions, integers, compositions. In every single one of them, we took a specification immediately to a generating function via the symbolic method, and then immediately to coefficient asymptotics using the meromorphic transfer theorem. Not only that, not only are we able to do these classic combinatorial classes, but also we can do variations, like restrict the bit strings to not contain particular patterns, or generalized derangements where we parameterize the number of cycles that are disallowed. Same with surjections, and for compositions, all different types of restrictions, and as well as denumerates. All of those things, again, are the same basic idea of a spec goes to a generating function, goes to coefficient asymptotics immediately. Handling these types of problems without analytic combinatorics, which you can find in the literature, is possible because underlying the calculations there's nothing particularly novel or important to this point. It's possible, but it requires a huge amount of calculation, and analytic combinatorics allows us to skip over the top to immediately derive asymptotic results without much calculation. And that's important because the idea of a spec gives us an open-ended way to specify combinatorial classes without having to worry that we may not be able to understand their coefficient asymptotics. Actually, we can for this huge set of combinatorial classes. So, as promised, I think in this lecture you've seen that our transfer theorem for meromorphic generating functions gives immediate analysis of a large variety of classes. We can just as easily handle variations. And then we have the idea of a schema which unifies the analysis for a whole family of classes, including analysis of parameters. Now, and also there have been several other schemas developed that are talked about in the text. So what we have to do next is look at generating functions that are not meromorphic. And that's going to be the topic of the next two lectures when we get functions with singularities that are not isolated, they're not poles. And that'll be our topic for the next two lectures.